Welcome back to American Heritage Guitars, there, fellow pickers. Well, this is like take number, I don't know, 4. Things just, and so what we have here is the Pure and Simple kit by CB Gitty, mountain dulcimer, so your neck mounts on top. I already got the neck done. Did that in the last video. It's just, I tried to put some stain on here, and it wouldn't take. I think they put like a clear coat or something on it, or a varnish or something, probably a varnish, in case somebody just wanted to put it together and do the neck without doing the box. So I tried to scuff it up a little bit here. Instead of using my brush like I did on the neck, which I guess I'll show you the neck, is I just use my little brush that's right over here. So, but I'll show you the neck here in a minute. So I'm probably just going to have to, I wanted to use my brush and get some brush strokes in here. I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm probably just going to have to take my rag, dunk my rag in here, and wipe this off. That's probably what we're going to have. Try to get this as dark as I did the neck. The neck looks really good. It looks worn. It's going to take an hour to dry. So I'm trying to do the same with the box. Like I said, I tried to sand it down because I'm wanting this to be really, really dark. It's kind of what I'm going for. I'm trying to get this as dark as I possibly can. I don't want it to be light. I am going with a dark cherry stain. It almost looks purple, but it ain't purple. And like I said in my previous video, I know I don't have followers right now, but it'll take off eventually. But it's been over 16 years since I've come back to something like this. Music was always my first love, besides being a greaser in the automotive world, which you can probably see just a very tip part of my truck in the back. See if I can't just try to take my brush. Brush strokes here. So obviously, because I don't have a GoPro, this is going to be a several part video. So like I said, several part video. Don't know how many parts yet. But I get all this together, and once I do, I'll have to get it back home, get it reassembled, watch the video to this, so I can get my GDG tuning done and tune it up and get the slides. This is the stuff over here. I tried to sand this down the best I could. I think that's why I'm gonna eventually I want to do Tin Pan Alley, paint can resonator. And that's just pure wood, so it's gonna be about easy as I did the neck. This stuff, they just put like a thick varnish or something on it. Obviously, just do the neck instead of the box. I mean, you can spray paint these, you can do all sorts of stuff. I haven't seen really anybody do these online. I'm not a stalker, I just kind of do my own thing anyways, but the sound holes. So each time you do this, it takes this stuff. This is black cherry. Takes about an hour. So I might have to do this repeatedly for this box. Try to get it smooth. I obviously didn't get all of that varnish, or whatever they use, varnish, clear coat, whatever they use, out. Still pretty smooth. see if this will take. I have to leave this on a little bit. And then wipe it back off. I'm trying to get it extra dark. I just don't want it to be light. I might have to sand this. Thought I sanded it enough where it would take, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm just kind of going for like a brand new but a rustic look is what I'm going for here. So we'll let this sit up to do my floating bridge. So this does come with your strings, your slide, your ferrules for your strings, your bushings, your tuners, which the slide's over here. This is the floating bridge. Once I get this done, whenever I do, this nice little Route 66 decal here, it's going to go over here in the corner instead of up here, because when I strum, you'll see it more from this angle. And another thing I did, since I don't have a solder, I don't have a solder gun, or I don't have an engraver or anything for wood, is I went online. This took 2 hours. What I'm going to show you, this took a little over 2 hours to carefully trace and cut the letters out. I used my X-Acto knife. Another thing I'm going to do for the neck is, this is my designated racing number. This is one of my other decals left over, 66SR. The gold ones are on the truck, or the gold ones that look cool on here, but they're already on the truck. That's going to go somewhere, probably on the bottom of the neck. And then I found the letters I liked, typed what I wanted out, and this says Sip Enlightenment. So guitar's got to have a name just like a car does, just like a muscle car does. So this is paying homage to all of the people I've met in my life. My grandfather, God rest his soul, been gone now 20 years. All of his buddies who were shiners. Everybody I've met in Louisiana, Appalachia. Paying homage to all those folks in the good old Smoky Mountains, and just all them folks who, ran shine. So this guitar right here is paying homage to them. So basically, after the box is all done and everything, I'll flip the box over. I'll put the neck on first, because I want to make sure when I'm playing, I'm going to flip it up to show people right. And I'm going to use my little metallic Sharpie that's right here. We're going to take this, put it on the back, center it up, take my tape measure, center it up, tape it down, and I'm going to carefully trace the inside of the letters with this, and say Sip and Shine, mark it. Like I said, this has been a love of mine for many years, and I've been away from it for many years. Let's put that on there while we're letting this do its thing. And then I'll show you the neck. Because obviously, like I said, I don't have a GoPro or use my phone. Automotive is so much easier. You point and shoot, you're done. This stuff takes way more detail, way more time. The stain to set up right, and then you got to wipe it down. So, I don't know how many parts we're going to be right now. But we're going to be something. But that's going to go on. The 66SR is going to go on. Something else I'm going to do. Now, I've heard these guitars. I got to take this home anyways and tune it. I don't have a tuner. I like to tune by ear. But this isn't a typical 6-string where I can do it automatically. I haven't had a cigar box in many years. The last time was about 16 years ago. And so I got to take this home to that video and put the strings on and tune it. But another thing I'm going to do to help this thing really resonate and really sound louder is I'm going to take these washers. I got 2 washers, one for here, one for here. I'm I'm going to put the washers down, put the neck down, and that'll raise the neck up just ever so slightly. I'll grab my feeler gauge over here. We'll actually give you like an estimate of how much it's raised. It's not going to be raised much, but it should raise it enough, and with these sound holes, that it should sound way louder. And this thing being a mountain dulcimer with its tuning, is that it's going to have a banjo-esque sound. So doing that, raising the neck up just ever so slightly, just a little bit, this thing should sound way meaner. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to keep this natural or I'm going to stain it. Yeah, I'm going to stain it. Put it up to the neck here. Yeah, I'm going to stain it. I don't like that look. I'm going to stain this. So you got your destructions over here, which eventually we'll get that. I watched the video 20,000 times to remember it, but we're still going to do that. You got your slide in here too. Here's all your tuners, your bushings. There's your ferrules for your strings. All the hardware you need to put this thing together. All you need is basically a little bit of know-how and screwdrivers, which there's different. You'll need like a big one. You'll need a little tiny skinny one for some of these screws. I think these ones that go in through the box and up to the neck, I think will fit my big feller. And this one's magnetic. This is what I love about this guy. Is that this guy is magnetic. Uh-oh. Is magnetic. So it really helps put the screws in. So this guy will be good for that. I'll probably have to grab a little feller for the when we go to number 5, no disassemble. When we go to assemble, oh yeah, I'll need a tiny little feller. These tiny little ones are for the 2 screws a piece for your tuners. So we'll get there. What I love about these tuners, these ones that I got, is they look just like real pearl. One of my 53 Tele had pearl, real pearl on top. The one I talked about in my previous video, like I said. I know nobody following right now and all that. I know that. I get it. I'm trying to let this dry a little bit more before I can wipe it down. Oh, nose is sorry. And just take our time building this. You know, instead of building it within 20 minutes, or it says an hour, but people have said they put it together in 20, 25 minutes, 45 minutes. But I want something custom. So we're going to sit here and give it some color, give it some attitude, give it a name, give it some decals. Like I said, we're going to use the Route 66 one. I've been saving on to this forever. I was going to put it on my truck, but there ain't nowhere on that truck. It's a race truck. So we're putting this nice little feller, like I said, I'll probably either sit this way or sit this way. Something. I'll have to figure it out once I put the neck on there. We're saving that for that. And get this guy dunked and done. But obviously this takes time. Without a GoPro, I can't just magically do all that stuff. So we're using the phone in real time. We'll show you the neck just to give you an update. And like I said, this might be a 2-part, 3-part, I don't know. But either way, eventually this thing will be together, and we'll do a video of me measuring out the back so I can center that up. We'll tape it down with my tape, and so it's nice and tight. And then I'll carefully be taking my Sharpie. I use this on my model cars, so I'm going to have to grab another one after doing this for my trim. But take that, and then we'll go inside the letters. And then once everything's done here, we'll get this nice gloss coat on here. So that neck and this guy will really pop. So that's what that's for, is the last measure. But yeah, so they put like a some kind of coat on here. So I have to try to take most of it off. Well, a little bit. I might have to rough it up some more. It's still pretty, not wood smooth like a gloss. We'll see here in a minute. I'll take this down. But we'll just run with it. And like I said, I know I don't have followers yet, so I'm kind of just speaking to myself, and this will go up online. But eventually this thing will eventually be together here. Hopefully by the end of this week. Because this stuff takes an hour to dry. So every time you do one side of something, and after you wipe it down, and it's still too wet, and you're leaving fingerprints, especially with those kind of shitty gloves, leaving fingerprints every time. So this stuff does take time to do. What I'm going to like about doing that Tin Pan Alley is before I glue it together, I'm actually going to stain all my sides first before I glue it together. So I can't wait to do that one either. That one's going to be awesome. You know, I also plan on doing a diddly bow. I plan on doing a regular cigar box that will build into electric guitar, all by CB Giddy. I don't have the picks on me, they're at home, otherwise I'd flash a pickup. And there's none in here. And I don't want to keep in my wallet because I don't want to ruin them, so I want people to see it says CB Giddy, so that way I'm showing the company a lot of love and support. Because Ben Giddy, the family, all his workers are amazing people. They put a lot of great stuff together you can customize. You know, like I said in my first video one day, I'd just like to do this for fun and just retire from the automotive world, do it for fun. You know, still help out my kids and fix their damn vehicles. And I'd really love to build cigar boxes full time. That's why I'm want to do 4 or 5 kits from CB Giddy, because I can't build my own necks right now. I don't have a router to route my edges. It would take forever with every single file that I've got laying down here in the corner to do that by hand. So I'll just build some kits for now until you know, until I can get a router and get some more stuff to where I can actually like build my own custom necks. You know, still get stuff from CB Giddy, but like you know, stock up on my cigar box collection. I've only got 2. One of those is a diddly bow. The other one is going to be, it's a Padron box, but it's a very tiny one, so that'll make a, it's not as square as this one. It's very narrow. But it's still going to make an interesting electric cigar box. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now, guys. So obviously this is going to take time, and since I'm not fancy and afford a GoPro, we can't do all this in one sitting, because this stuff takes an hour, and then you got to wipe it down. And then if you try to flip it over and it's still too wet, yeah. So it's going to take some time. The neck looks really good. I might do it one more time before I head home for the day. Should be dry about maybe 1:30 or so, which I'm probably almost close to that by now. And do it one more time. Let's see if I can hold it up to you guys or not. Here, let's just flip you this way. There we go. Let's just flip you this way. I've got it sitting on the box that it came in from CB Giddy down here. Oh. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, buddy. That is gorgeous. Look at that. And I put a penny up here. I glued a penny up here. I'll tell the story about that penny here in just a minute. I'm kind of going for that worn, rustic look. So I'm going to have to do the bottom one more time, but that's looking really, really good. I really, really like that. There you go. I might get it one more time. Sorry the big bay door's closed. It's too windy. And doing this, I don't need any foreign contaminants. Yeah, it's still dry. Still got that all on my hands. So let's flip you back around over here. Over yonder. There we go. So the story behind that penny, and why I put that penny there. That penny is from 1968. So I had a customer vehicle in here, and I was telling a story about my grandfather and all of his buddies, and talking about the moonshine, talking about the drag racing, and it was a 73 Charger. And later that day, I shut everything down, checked over the vehicle, and I came in the next day and opened the shop and opened that big bay door because it was still summertime. And lo and behold, that penny was sitting right on that fender. And if you believe in, your guardian angels or a family member, a penny will be sitting there. And of course, it was heads up. So I kind of figured, okay, Pops, I love you too. His nickname was Poppy. His real name was Doug Westerfield. So I kind of figured that's it. So I decided I'd super glue that penny on down there, same super glue I use for my model cars, and super glued that down there. So those are my thoughts, those are my ideas for this thing. Like I said, obviously it's going to take forever because this stain, you want to put it on, but you don't want to wipe it off right away. You want it to sit on for a little bit and then wipe it off. And obviously this box is going to be a royal pain in the ass unless if I probably have to grab my sander over here next to my toolbox, grab my sander, and I'll probably have to just sand the ever-living crap out of this thing so that way the paint, so that way the stain will take hold of it better. You can see how long I've been doing cars talking about paint. But I think after that, even shooting the neck with that's a nice gloss. Shooting the box with that, I really think it's going to make everything really pop and really come together. But I have to wait to do all that even after I stain this to stencil that because I want to, hopefully that stuff, I might have to do a light coat on the back. But I want to do it over that so that doesn't fade. That'll stay because markers fade. So I want to see if that'll lock that in. Lock my decals in so they don't chip. So that way they'll just stay the way they look, nice and neat. Like I said, get my bridge done. Probably do that as soon as I get done with you guys. But that's it in a nutshell. Trying to get back into something like this after, like I said, over 16 years. It feels really great. And the greatest part is building your own instrument. Not going out and buying it off a shelf, not to mention who the hell can afford to buy a nice guitar off the shelf. I'm not talking no chintzy one, I'm talking like a nice one. So yeah, it feels really good to build a custom guitar the way you want it. Half of this stuff, it was like, after I ordered this, it came in 4 days later, which is awesome. But within those 4 days, I kept thinking to myself of all these ideas. So the name, I didn't really see the font in my head that I wanted from the computer, but I knew the name already. I knew I wanted it to be bold. I wanted to make a statement. And I was like, okay, since we're doing a moonshine type of guitar, well, we need to have a moonshine name to pay homage to those people. And racing, so Route 66, my designated old race number, and just make something that's so simple, like this kit, where all you need is a screwdriver to put everything together, but still make it something special. Still make it unique. Yeah. So that's what we're aiming for. So anyways, this is looking good. I might not wipe it off. I might just leave it alone and just see if it'll just bake in, because I kind of like this look that I'm going for. Right here. I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of liking that. A little bit of dark edges. Kind of gives it that rough look like it's been played for years, even though it hasn't because it's brand new. But it's just something different. It's something unique, you know? So, and that's what you want in life, right? You want to be, you don't want to be like every Joe Schmo. You want to be unique. You want to stand out amongst the crowd. That's what creating your own guitar is all about. Whether it's a 6-string, whether it's a 4-string, whether it's a 3-string, whether it's a diddly bow. It's about going that extra mile and seeing it in your mind and then attacking it and going for it. So I just might leave this alone. And see if it'll just stay. Which means that'll take about like, it says an hour, but honestly I think it's more almost probably like 2 hours or so. And even then after I get this done, putting this on here, it says that this needs to have 24 hours before heavy use of whatever you're doing. So obviously we're not staining a deck, but still to like put it on your lap and play it, you know, get scratched on a belt buckle, and so it still needs 24 hours regardless after putting that on. But I think this box is really going to come together once that dries. Do the other sides. We don't have to do the back. But once we get to the fun part, I might not just come back on until I get it done and come to the fun part of, you know, getting the tuners in, carefully beating the bushings in, getting the ferrules in, and then, you know, getting that on the back. I might come back for the fun part since I don't have a GoPro and I can't make this interesting of just, you know, stopping and starting with movie magic like all the other fancy people out there do. So I might just go ahead and do this and get it where I want to, and then come back and do a fun video. So we might make this a 2-part. No, we'll probably make this like a 3-part video. At least get it to where we can have fun in the next one, and then the third one will come back after I get it strung up when we're at home and start sliding away there and picking and playing some blues and playing some bluegrass. Because I love taking bluegrass and mixing it with blues just a tiny little bit. You know, if you're talking about Appalachia, well, you got the bluegrass in the Appalachia, and you want to talk about blues and the Muddy Water Blues. You want to talk about, you know, Mississippi, Nolans. You want to pretty much talk about the South. So, and that's what makes a cigar box so interesting, is that every cigar box that you do, they all have a different sound. They're all unique in their own way, their own right. So this will be pretty interesting. Like I said, I've heard videos of people playing it. It sounds good. But I think once I take these, because I got 2 of them, because you got 2 screw holes. You take these, you set them flat like this. You put the neck on top of it, and with the neck bolted all the way down, it's looking about like this of how much it's raised. We don't want it to be, you know, super high. So being like that is just about enough. But I think that'll add more resonance. I think it'll ring louder. I think it'll sound louder for an acoustic. You know, it pretty much sound like, you know, like an old 12-string, you know, Yamaha or something. Maybe a Martin. It mixed between a Yamaha and a Martin. But I think it'll have that feel. But of course, with the strings and the tuning, you get that mix of blues, but you also get that mix of like banjo. So these things are awesome, combining, like I said, bluegrass with blues. So I cannot wait to have this thing together. I can't wait to have it strung up. I'm excited, but like I said, this stuff takes time. And if I do have followers who've done this forever, then they know. But if nobody's done this, then, well, this is so much different than just standing a deck. A little bit. You know, doing your deck, you're just like, okay, next. So, but I love you guys. Thank you all so much for love and support. I will come back with, like I said, we might do this a 2-part, 3-part. I don't know how many parts, because I don't have a GoPro, so I can't just blend it all together, is what I'm saying. I can only use my phone. I can only upload a video at a time because I have to clear out space, because right now we're at 29 minutes. So I'll have to upload this one, and then we'll have to go to the next one. So like a 2-parter, or a, you know, 2-parter, 3-parter, 4-parter, It's going to be in between there. I'd say maybe a 3-parter or a 4-parter. But just thank you all so much for love and support. It's great to be back in this, back into music. It makes me feel so good inside. And just thank you guys so much. Let me lift this up real fast. I've got it clasped, so it ain't going to come open. But this is kind of the look I'm going for. You can see how the edges are nice and dark. And then the center is it's dark, but it's light. You know, you kind of give that like it's been beat up a time or two. So that's kind of the look I'm going for. I'm not going for fancy, and I'm not going for perfect. That's not what a cigar box is about anyways. It's about being unique, thinking outside the box. And I think this is perfect. Once that neck dries, I showed you, but I think I need to do my edges one more time. And I might need to do a little bit around the neck. I don't know. I want to see when that's fully dry because I still had some on my fingers, so it's still drying. Like I said, this says an hour. I don't think it's an hour. I think it's longer than that. But let me get that beat back down here. I'm just going to let this dry. I'm not even going to touch it and try to wipe it off because if I do, this whole look is not going to stay. It's all going to go away. So if I just leave it and do each corner, yeah, so we might be looking at a few parts a day because I can't just keep recording because, like I said, I have a phone. And I'd run out of space and not be able to upload anything. I'm already at 31 minutes. So I will cut this short so we're not any longer. I'll just keep updating, and maybe I'll just come back after the box is done. And when I start putting things together, I'm basically going to put this together, take it home, then I'm going to string it up, then I'm going to watch that video, and then we'll come back and I'll do a little bit of playing. And I'm not that good anymore. It's been that long since I've been around music. It's been that long since I've owned a guitar. If y'all remember my sleeve right here, 50 style microphone. These are drum notes because I used to play drums. I never learned how to read sheet music for guitar. I was self-taught, meaning by ear and watching other people play. So I don't even know how to read a lick of sheet music for a guitar. It was just always, this is what it sounds like, this is what it looks like, so let's play it, you know? So that was my old, right here, this was my old Sunburst. Obviously this tattoo's old, you can barely tell there's any orange there anymore. But they made it look just like Sunburst. And then this was my Flying V. And I painted this, obviously you can't get the same color. But this, I painted this, custom painted this one, my Flying V. And that was corporate blue or Chrysler blue, or some people call it turquoise. Blue is actually automotive paint that you would use to paint an engine. And then we put a nice, thick, heavy resin over it so you get that glossy look. It was a really impressive guitar. I don't own them anymore, sadly. Or cigar boxes. That's why I need to take this thing home and tune it to the video. And then once I start building more cigar boxes, then I won't have to do that. Then I can just pick this guy up and this is number 1. I plan to build 4. But I love you guys. Thank you all so much for letting me support. I'll get off here and quit rambling on now because we're already at 33 minutes. I know this might bore people, but this isn't one of those things where I can point and shoot and work on cars like I normally do. This is a totally different animal. I just can't go fast, which I guess is a good thing. This kind of teaches you patience. It teaches you to slow down, which I totally forgot about that until I started doing this. I was just going to be like, okay, neck, bam, this. I wanted to get one stain. I wanted to get the whole box done. I wanted to get the neck done today, and that was it. That ain't happening. So patience. This teaches you to love this and respect it, and I just figured that out after so many years of being away from guitars. So it's really, really awesome. This is really cool. I can't wait to have it done. I can't wait to have it together. Hopefully by the end of this week. Today's Monday. I got this last Thursday, but I had to wait to buy stain and everything Saturday. So this thing's been sitting in the box. I opened the box just because I needed to make sure that this wasn't broken or anything. Make sure nothing was broken because the box was all smushed in on both sides. So I was kind of worried about the cigar box itself. And I was kind of worried about the neck. So I wanted to double check things. So I looked at it. rolled the neck back up and its packaging, put it back upstairs, nice and neat. I got to keep it in the spare bedroom, so if I kept it out. I've got kitties. I've got fur balls. I got 3 cats. So if you're a cat owner, then you know the love pain of owning fur balls. So I had to keep it nice and safe. So I guess we'll just go from there, guys. But yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for loving support. I know I'm just saying that to myself right now. I don't have followers, but it'll take off. We'll get there. I need to get the cat beat back down on that anyway, so I gotta go grab my mallet over there. But yeah, let's just be along for the ride and go for the journey. And like I said, I can't wait to do this. Hopefully I can do Tin Pan Alley before Christmas. I really, really hope. It'd be really nice. Then hopefully a couple more by next year at least. Hopefully want to get in 1 or 2 more would be nice this year. It'd be nice before the year's out. Since we're almost at the end of October and going into November, it'd be nice. We'll see. But that's just it for now, guys. I might just do this stuff so I can listen to music instead of just talking to y'all and it being quiet back here. You know, so I can get my blues and rockabilly playlist going and just really focus and jam out and have some fun. And I might just come back with you guys when, you know, we start on getting my stencil on here and everything in place. I'll think about it tonight. I'll think about it and I'll think about it. I just want to make this interesting and not boring for people because I know this video might be boring, but hey, real world, real times. That's how I love to film. That's how I do it for my automotive channel. So you want to check out 667 Restoration Speed Shop on YouTube. I've been on there 4 years for my shop. Go check out some awesome, cool shit I've done if you like automotive too. But what better way to combine automotive and music together, right? Like I said, so I'm just going to let this do its thing. There you go with the light. You can see my edges are dark. That's what I was going for, and just kind of like a rough, scuffed up look. So I'm not even going to wipe it off. I'm just going to see if that'll just stay. And that neck down there. I'll lift it up one more time for you guys. And my neck down here, still drying. So I'm kind of going for dark to light, just kind of like that rustic, rough look. Like this thing's like, you know, sat on somebody's porch and it rained a few times because they don't take it inside. They just leave it outside. So I'm kind of going for that dark to light look. I really, really like how this has turned out. I might not stain it again. I really like that. I don't know. It's kind of growing on me. I'll just let it dry all the way and then I'll give her a whirl and see. And then we got that nice penny up there. Ta-da! Oh, so there we go in a nutshell, guys. But I'll be back as soon as I can. Let me think about all this stuff. Like I said, that's my race truck back there. So, Bloodaxe. Yes, that is a 97 Dakota RT, but it's got a 1968 Stroker 318. And a carburetor and old school parts. Just a shell of a Dakota, but it's a really nice truck. So that is the shop race truck. But thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you so much for your love and support. Like I said, I know I'm just saying that right now to myself, but we'll get some followers. It'll take some time. But everybody just have a good rest of your week. Like I said, we'll get back here hopefully maybe with you guys either tomorrow, Wednesday, something. But each time doing this, it is going to take an hour. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you want to count everything. So that's 6 hours right there. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Love y'all. Get out there, stay picking, stay jamming, stay rocking, stay true. Be you. Be unique. Think outside the box. Don't be trapped in the box. Think outside the box. Love y'all.